Hello and welcome to another episode of Geek-Men and the Masters of the Thunder Nerds. I'm Dustin, and he's
I'm
Zombie. And just a forewarning here, I guess you're under some weather alerts, right?
Yeah, so if I blip out of existence, it's not Thanos with a snap. So it's just a little bad weather.
Yeah.
It is what it is. People get it all the time. It happens. So if
Yeah.
I disappear, I apologize ahead of time.
Yeah. And then I'll just, kind of wrap up the show since I won't have anyone to talk to. But yeah, so what's been happening? What's been going on?
Just typical, a lot of work, a lot of customizing, painting.
Yeah.
And work. So
Yeah, work. The part that you never want to go to. You have to, but you don't want to be an adult anymore.
It's an adventure.
It's that it's that never-ending battle of not wanting. I saw something. I actually got a couple memes that I wanted to talk about. Hey, Jessica.
Hey, Jess.
Welcome
back.
Yeah. And what was I saying? Yeah,
memes.
Yeah, the memes. There's a meme that I saw the other day, and then there was one you sent me today that reminded me of a story. What was it? Oh, okay. Well, there's that. But
so which one are you going to talk about first? So let's set them up first. Tell us what the meme is, and then tell us the story.
Well, I will if I ever find your. Oh, I'm in the wrong chat. Okay, let's try the right chat.
Oh, you starting with the one that I sent? Oh boy. Oh, Jess is.
She's over there squirming. No, it's nothing like that.
Don't tell on yourself now. Don't tell on yourself.
Oh, I can't even remember what I was going to. It was something to do with Mick, something. Okay. Anyway, so I forget the story. So I remember the story, but I forget the memes. So I don't know which meme they're coming from. No, I don't want to request money. It's not the right thing. Oh, sorry. I forget who sent it to me. But anyway, so I saw this meme and it was funny, obviously, because it stuck in my mind. And I'm looking for it. Yes, I need to be ready for the podcast, which it's right now.
We need the Willy Wonka. The suspense is killing me.
I know.
We need a little clip. I hope it lasts.
Okay, it's not that. Who sent it to me? Goodness.
I can't help you out. I don't know. I know the one I sent you.
What was the one you sent? We'll talk about that.
So the one that I sent, it was a bunch. It was a cat meme. It was a bunch of cats. So you got one with the talking cats and all that kind of stuff. It's got like some of the famous cats. Talking. They're not really talking. It sounds like they're talking or whatever. And they're in a car in the fast food lane ordering, and then it's got the one in like a fast food hat with the microphone.
Right.
One in the background making biscuits. But the meme is the cats in the car are drunk and high trying to order fast food. Right. And the one inside taking the order, it's a black cat and its eyes are like that big. Like, what are you saying?
What are you doing? What are you talking about? And they're all like, and they're all murmuring. And
there's one that's all spaced out.
And so that reminded me of a story. And so it's just one of those things where I no one was drunk or high, and that's the sad part. Is just normal. We were not under the influence of anything, and this is how my idiot friends acted. We're in McDonald's drive-through, right? And they're all talking like yum 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 yum, just like in the meme. Oh, I want this, I want this, I want this, I want this. And so I'm trying to tell the lady my order, and I'm thinking just, oh, I swear to God, I want to choke that dude. And as because one of my friends was being super obnoxious, like he was saying, "Oh, hit on her, hit on her." He was encouraging me to go for it, go for it, go for it. Just doing the stupid typical guy thing. And I'm just like thinking, I want to choke him, and it came out, yeah, I'd like a McChoke my chicken. And I'm just like, oh, I mean McChicken. And she didn't bat an eye, and that's she's just like, okay, so one McChicken, okay, anything else? And I'm just like, yeah. And then I rambled off the other things in the other orders, but yeah, so that was
there was no jokes during their orders, I bet.
No, I just had Dan, my buddy Dan, harping over me, like saying, ow, just being regular dumbass. I used to call him Frank, because he was just, if someone's like, hey, do you think I look fat in this? And he's just like, oh, no, but you look fat in everything, or something stupid. And it's just like, okay, that was obnoxious. And, he was just so matter of fact and frank, and just, so I called him Frank all the time. But yeah, that was my buddy Dan, who was into musical theater and sang obnoxiously all the time. And so he did the typical theater thing. So he would project his voice and stuff like that. So he's sitting in the I wanted to say co-pilot. He's sitting in the passenger seat, and he's like, lifestyles of the rich and the famous, that song. Well, anyway, he was just saying, lifestyles of the rich and the famous. And it's just like, oh my God, shut up, dude. Like, you don't need to do that. But anyway.
Oh boy. Yeah,
that's my story.
Friends are great.
Yeah.
I had one time. Now, this was before it was an actual thing McDonald's offered, because at one point they did offer this, but this was 2 or 3 years before that. So I used to pick with them all the time, like, you gave them that idea. We were in the drive-thru, and I said what I wanted, and I said, all right, what do you want? He just leans over and says, I want some, how did he put it? I want some McChicken wings. And there was a pause. And the lady said, we don't sell chicken wings. And I'm dying in my seat. Oh my God, here we go. Because he would do this. He would just make up something on the spot and ask for it whenever we would go in to order something. And I'm dying. I'm going, oh my God. And he drew it out. I'm not even going to begin to even try and make up things that he said, but he drew it out. And this lady, she wanted to wring his neck. And I'm dying from laughter. And I'm like, man, just tell her what you really want. So we can get out of here,
Yeah.
But the only other time in the drive-thru I had a Freudian slip. I was ordering, I don't know, like a quarter pounder or whatever, and I accidentally said a Whopper. A Whopper is Burger King. I don't eat McDonald's anymore either, but I had for years before that. before this happened, I stopped eating Burger King too.
Right.
And when I said it, I knew I said it. And the lady said, "We don't sell those here." And I'm like, "Oh no, I'm so sorry." And I told her, "I don't even go to Burger King. I don't eat it. I don't even know why I said it." But we were laughing, her and I, after I got up to the window and paid, and we were laughing about it. And I'm like, honest to God, I don't eat Burger King. But now I don't eat McDonald's either. So
yeah. And you also don't eat Arby's, right?
yeah, I don't eat Arby's. After you get a house fly wrapped up in your roast beef sandwich, you kind of get off put by that. So yeah, there's a lot of things that I stopped eating.
Yeah.
And I'm probably better off for it anyway.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, it's not like it's like a want or a desire. It's just like, oh crap, I need to get something real quick, and
Yeah,
you run through or whatever. So yeah, I get it.
A convenience thing, but I try to be a little better prepared now. So
yeah, well, that's the responsible version of you coming out.
Yeah, responsible. Oh boy. So you don't remember what the other meme was, huh?
No, I don't remember what the other meme was.
You'll remember after we end the show.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's gonna be one of those things. I'll be like, oh, there it is. Yeah. Came across it, but I don't know. And
yeah,
what's this?
The cat one though, man. That
one was hilarious.
I was giggling at work, and they were looking at me like, "What's wrong with you?"
My!
It was just too funny. And
Jessica's in the chat, and she's sending me memes right now at the same time.
The cat in the background making biscuits. That had me. I'm like, oh my
God! Oh, goodness. Okay, so if women came up with pickup lines.
What?
What?
What'd you say?
No. Okay, so I said Jessica is in here in the chat, and she's sending me memes at the same time. So,
pay attention now. This will be on the test.
If women came up with pickup lines, and then it says, "My taco is never complete until you fill it with your meat." Oh, goodness. And the next one is crying at the orgy. Who's trying to start a band?
Oh, no.
Which it's funny because Kurt and I used to do those makeup band names and stuff, and we would I think my favorite to this day, I mean, there was Finger Bang Orangutan was, and then I came up with the Alcoholocaust, which is irony on top of irony, because it was like, I worked at a law firm which has, a bunch of certain demographic of people who,
right.
Yeah.
Right.
So
I get you. I follow you. I'm looking up something because you. Oh my God! I hope I didn't delete it. I used to work a different shift with a couple of different guys, and every now and then somebody would say something, and somebody would go, "Oh, that would make a great band name." And so I started saving them. I saved them in my phone, and I'm desperately scanning for it right now because there was a lot of them were funny,
Yeah.
Here it is. I'm not going to go through all of them, but just some of them, like persistent cricket, because there's always that one cricket somewhere, and as soon as you get close to him, he stops. Persistent cricket.
Yeah.
But hot Italian dressing. Some of these have stories too. So
yeah.
Like that one. There was a guy that we worked with. He was in another department, but he would come into our break area and eat for peace. and he accidentally microwaved his salad instead of his food.
Oh.
And we were all going, "What is that smell?" And he jumped up out of his chair. "Oh no!" Because he realized what he did. And somebody said, "Oh, it's a hot Italian dressing." So, um, questionable fish. Uh, Creep Kringle. Hey, that one's
There you go.
on topic for the holiday season. Let's see. Where's some of the monkey eating eagles? Fighting mucus.
Yep.
Let's see. Aggressive belly button.
Oh goodness. I think I have one of those right now.
It's stuff like stuff like that. Slick midget.
There you go.
It was just stuff like that. Things that we would laugh and giggle about. Heavy metal weirdos.
I think my favorite band name that well, I didn't come up with it. It was a friend of a friend who knew about this band. It's a band in Ohio, and he said it was 7-Year Dungeon Beard. It's just like sounds like a metal name. That is awesome.
Yeah,
I love it. But yeah, I think that's my favorite that I've heard. Not the favorite I've made, but still.
Yeah.
But yeah, good times. Fun, silly stuff that you come up with at work.
Yeah.
And just downtime, I guess. So, but you had something in the box, right?
Oh yeah, I did. It's Mythic Legions, so I'll be quick. I was not able to go to the convention, and they do the it's not that they're exclusive, but they put like a special package together for some early release figures that you can pick up at the convention. So and this is one of them. This is Waltor the Mad, and these are usually tribute figures that they put together for members of the Mythic Legions community and all that. And Walter Hagen, he is I forget what title they give him or whatever. He created the Facebook group Mythic Legions Cabal. So that was kind of a fun little thing they did for him. That was his tribute namesake figure.
That's a fantastic looking figure too.
It is. It's it uses a couple of parts that this is the first time they've been available to us, and then some of the other parts, most of the other parts are things that they've already put out or whatever. But the like the helmet here is something that hasn't been released yet. And then the I'm not sure about the loincloth. That might be on a figure that's coming out, or it might be a piece that was used on the centaur that they did. I don't have that one, so I'm not sure. Generally, these are just put together from existing body parts.
Yeah.
That, and they paint them different and slap a name on it and call it a tribute figure to that person.
Yeah.
So that was one of them, and this is the other. This is the second version of Vorgus Vermilius. The blood armor.
I love that head. The one on the right.
You're right or my right? Like, you mean that one?
Nope, the other one.
The other one.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, it's a red translucent plastic too.
Yeah.
It's not really picking up in the package. Right. I do plan on opening these, but I got to do something about all this behind me. I need to like rearrange some stuff. So
I hear that.
Have room to open them. But I made an exception for this one.
Oh,
so
nice.
This is the Valiant Knight. Yep. It is an all-new body with improved range of articulation to where, I mean, I can get him in a crouching pose. He can hold a two-handed sword, no problem. All without double joints. No double jointed elbows, no double jointed knees. It's still the same articulation, but they've redesigned some of the joint areas, so it's not as bulky, so you can get that range of motion in it. And it comes with 2 different heads and a whole hands pack. I mean, there's like, when you get a hands pack, like when they sell them, and you get all those hands, like that's what this one came with. And this wasn't something that people knew about at the convention at Legion's Con. It was a surprise release. So but it also comes with 2 of the new style necks. This one, you can use the smaller, slimmer 2.0 bodies. You can use those heads with this particular one, but it's got an added point of articulation. I didn't it's really hard to move whenever it's not on a body, but nope.
Plus you didn't heat it up, so
yeah, I didn't break it free. Here, I'll pop the head off of this one.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So this is the first time this has been in our hands.
Yeah.
So it's actually got like that disc for the neck. So I mean, you can make it look way down.
Oh, way down, way up. Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. So I mean, it poses like a dream. It's a really great figure, and I mean, it really showcases the future of the line, where it's going. Yeah, like it's it's really good. It's a really good figure. So I don't know if those were limited at the show, like if they only let people get like 1 or 2 of them, or I'm not sure. They're gonna sell them on their website in their store eventually. And I suspect it's going to be during their Reinforcements Wave 2 release.
Yeah.
So Valiant Knight will probably be listed among them. Yeah, it's a really great figure.
Yeah.
I already want multiples because I'm thinking about redoing some of my customs and using parts from it.
Yeah.
So, like, yeah, I'm gonna need to find a way to get a few of those.
There's so many new parts that are just absolutely amazing. Like we talked about it in the past episode, but like the boot cut, like with where that has the lip folded down over the boot, that is so awesome. And it's like that would be perfect for our dude that we collaborated on, Elric. The Elric, he was a Templar. But yeah.
Oh, I know what you're saying because I thought it too.
Yeah, it's just like that looks good. It's like, man, I think I might need to redo that.
Well, we're some of these new parts. We're gonna have to wait until about 2025 before those get in hand. So
yeah,
we've got time.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and it's not like I'm in a position to do anything now. I mean, I've had to pass up several things that it's like I really wanted that. Like Demonical Fit came out with a Goku, forever martial artist, and it's on the new 3.0 body style, that is just so cool. And I've been talking to Zach who got one, and he's just like, yeah, this is awesome. It's my new Goku. And it's just like, I wish I could have afforded that. I've heard that.
I tell you what, man, those offshoot companies, they're making some really terrific stuff.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about. Like they're, I mean, absolutely on fire this year, especially. But man, there's just so many awesome things. Like right now, they're the ramen toys selling their ramen racer, and it's like it's gonna go up the 17th of December, and they're gonna increase it. So this is like the prime time to get in on it if you want one, and it's just like, oh, I need that. It's like yeah, I have an obnoxious big car. I already have a tank. It would be nice to have another thing, but it's like I don't know.
If I was still big into the Marvel Legends stuff, I would probably jump on that. But because I'm moving away from that. And that, you know, that can be a topic for another show. I'm not going to go into all that and everything, but I think what they're doing is great for, you know, the people that can afford it, for the people that want it. It's definitely an awesome option, much like Ramen Toys sewer playset.
Oh, dude.
That thing is massive. Have you seen the actual size of it?
Yes, it looks so good.
It's crazy, and it's so cool because they made it modular. Like you can buy certain sections if you only want one piece of it.
Right.
No problem. They'll sell you just the one piece of it. If you want the whole thing, go for it.
Have at it. And you can build multiple layers and
it's insane.
It's so cool. It's the ultimate Turtles toy, like playset. It would be.
And I think they're doing two different versions. They're doing like a cartoony version, and then they're doing a more like realistic, like I don't want to say generic, but you know, not cartoony. Which I think is great, you know, because you've got all those people that collect the NECA comic
cartoon
and cartoon figures, you know.
Yep.
And then you've got the other NECA movie line and you know, other companies that are making other Turtles and dude, similar.
It's insane to be a Turtles fan right now because there's so many lines to try to buy from. It's like,
I know.
It's impossible.
Like the floodgates opened up like 2 years ago on Ninja Turtles, and suddenly everybody was making Ninja Turtle stuff.
Yeah.
I feel so sorry for you completists that feel the need you have to buy all of it. Like yesterday, I was in Walmart and I window shop. You know, I still, even though I don't buy a lot of the stuff, I'll still look to see what's out.
Right.
Because I always have. It's something that I've done as a small child and never went away.
Because never changed.
To me, it's art. Even if I don't buy it, I can still appreciate it. I can still look to see what else. Plus, you know, I know people that are looking for things and whatever. If I can help out, I do. But back on track, I saw the Ninja Turtle, the third Ninja Turtle movie.
Oh,
Samurai the 2-packs. I saw those. I saw the 2-packs with I think the one with Kino.
Kino and a foot soldier.
And I stopped looking. I'm like, okay, no. And they had a lot of them. My Walmart actually had a lot of them. Usually we only get one of whatever it is. But this was on an end cap in the electronics section. I'm going, whoa. I stopped in my tracks and said, whoa.
Yeah. Man, I love that third Turtles movie. It's not as special to me as Secret of the Ooze, which was my favorite growing up. So I'm glad I got the set. I got the 4-pack Turtles and the VHS thing that they came out with, but it's like I love Samurai and it would be cool to have those, but I'm just can't afford that right now.
I didn't really study them, but just that kind of at a glance, it looked like the same exact body on every single one of them, except for, you know, the heads or whatever.
The heads,
I didn't even pick them up. I just kind of looked at him, saw him sitting there, and said to myself, "Nope, you can't get him right now."
Right.
Keep walking. You saw
Right.
them. It's good. They're out. It's cool. Keep walking. You got to buy
I hear that.
groceries. But yeah, I mean the turtle stuff, and it's still coming out.
Yep.
It's amazing, and how many different companies made the turtle van, party wagon,
Right.
It's unbelievable how much turtle stuff.
Yep.
Is
Absolutely.
Out. The one line that I kind of regret not finding a way to get was the Fury Planet, whatever turtle.
Right.
The first one that they did was it was Leonardo.
Yeah.
Let's cut the crap. It was Leonardo. We all know it's Leonardo. It was blue. He had swords.
Yep.
That one was really cool, and I regret not pre-ordering that.
Yeah, you know what sucks? I did pre-order it.
And you had to cancel.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, I knew it was going to be small. I know how to read. I get what they're saying, but there's a lot of people that didn't, and when it came out, they were actually upset that it was so small. And I'm going, no, that's what's great about it,
right?
Because I knew they were going to be making other animal characters and whatever, and it's supposed to be made to scale. Like,
right.
A lot of people just didn't get it. I got it. I understood. And then of course they announced the Donatello and Master Splinter. I did pre-order the Master Splinter. I haven't heard anything about it yet, but I got it for a different reason. Like there's a custom that I want to use it for.
Yeah.
So I'll make that happen somehow. Like I want to get that one. But yeah, I regret missing that first turtle, which then made me not pre-order the second one because I missed the first one. Didn't know if I'd ever be able to find the first one. So anyway, we went way out of out of the way here.
I'm off. I'm frozen. Are you frozen too?
No.
Okay, so you can still see me moving.
I do not see. Well, yeah, you're frozen. I'm not frozen. You're frozen.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what to do, but sorry, just bear with us, folks.
You wanna pop out and back in real quick?
Yeah, I can't even do that. Like, it's just spinning.
Oh. Okay. Well,
you know what? I can do this.
The show must go on. So
yeah.
In the meantime, while Dustin works out his technical issues, let's go ahead and cover tonight's topic if you want.
Yeah, let's do that. Well, I did want to talk about real quick one last Mythic Legions thing, and that's the next figure Obscura coming out. What is it, tomorrow?
Yeah. Okay, so if you don't know, if you're watching and you don't know, Figura Obscura is not Mythic Legions, but it is made by the Horsemen using Mythic Legion parts and the same type of articulation scheme and all that kind of stuff. But it's not connected to Mythic Legions as in its lore and that type of stuff. Like the last one that they did, let me grab the box here. The last one that they did was Mask of the Red Death. And yeah, that's him. So this was from the Edgar Allan Poe short story, poem. Is it a poem? Yeah. I guess it's a poem, short story, whatever. And they never do pre-orders on that. it's always in stock. You got your premium soft goods and that sort of stuff, and oftentimes there are new sculpted parts specifically for that character. So what they do is they'll give a teaser on Friday. Typically, it's on Fridays. It's a little teaser image, and there may be a little phrase at the bottom of it or whatever. And people in the community love guessing, oh, it could be this, oh, it could be that. They never really tell you what it is. Some people get it right on the nose. Some people just kind of are way off. Actually, for Mask of the Red Death, somebody did guess it. And I think for that teaser, it was just like there may have been a grandfather clock in the background or whatever, or it might have been the face of a clock, and somebody actually used that to guess, oh, it's Mask of the Red Death, and they were right. And other people were guessing, oh, it's a clock, it's got to be Father Time or whatever. So this time around, the teaser image was just kind of a ghostly green background with a bunch of chains and a single lock on it, with the Figura Obscura key symbol on the lock.
Yeah.
And I forget exactly how the phrase at the bottom of the picture was set, but to me, my guess, it's leaning heavily towards A Christmas Carol.
Yeah.
With Ebenezer Scrooge and Jacob Marley and all that kind of stuff. So that's actually my guess, is it's probably Jacob Marley or some type of set to where it's along the lines of Christmas past, present, and future sort of thing. That's my guess. They keep saying that Figura Obscura is not a holiday line because they've done Krampus, they've done Father Christmas, they've done the Headless Horseman, and all of those have been roughly around their respected holidays. And again, they're it's Christmas, the end of the year, and then they've got all of that imagery, and people are leaning that way too. It's got something to do with A Christmas Carol or something like that.
Yeah.
So I mean, are they a holiday line? Are they not a holiday line? I mean, the Monkey King doesn't have a holiday. Mask of the Red Death doesn't have a holiday, although it was released in October around Halloween.
Yeah.
So it's kind of got that spooky kind of feel to it or whatever. I guess the Monkey King is the only exception right now. It's not the only one that's not kind of like a holiday kind of thing. But where I was going with that was they give the teaser image on Friday, and then the next day, Saturday, the sale goes live. The figures are in stock. Typically, they have order limits. I think it's usually like 2. You can order 2 of the figure. And then so they kind of split the sale in half. Like they'll do one early in the morning, and then they'll do another one late in the evening to kind of give people, because there's people all around the world that buy these things.
Yep.
And 6 in the morning might be 3 p.m. or whatever. They might be at work or something like that, or time zones, whatever. You get where I'm going with this. So they try to give everybody a fair chance at getting these. And then that second sale, there's usually a limit. If there's any stock left over the next day, they kind of typically lift those limits. This one, however, tomorrow will not have a limit. You can order as many as you want right off the bat. So it's going to be interesting. Does that mean they have more of this one? Or is it something that you can make multiples out of? You're going to want multiples for, because for Mask of the Red Death, the limit was 4.
Yeah.
But it didn't come with any parts that you could make another character out of. Like it didn't come with second head where, you can make a second character from the story or anything like that. But they allowed you to have 4.
Yeah.
So that's the fun of it, is not really knowing ahead of time when it's coming. Although people kind of suspected this one was going to happen first week of December because of the past like 2 years or whatever. They did one like that because the first one was Krampus, and then Father Christmas was last year. So there's kind of a trend going, but with the Horsemen, they never really do what you think they're going to do. They always switch it up somehow. So what you think you might know about their release schedule for Figure Obscura might not be the release schedule for 2024.
Yeah.
So, but with those figures being in hand at the warehouse right now, once that sale goes live, about a week or so, you're going to get a shipping notice and your stuff is going to be on the way to you. This isn't like a typical Four Horsemen pre-order where, like the one that they have right now for the Rising Suns, that is a pre-order. You can order as many of any of the figures that you want, any of the characters that you want. It is a pre-order. They will get made, but you won't get them until a year and a half later. That's different than Figure Obscura.
Right.
So that's kind of what to expect from that particular line.
Well, anyway, moving on to the topic. That's that. That's all fun and games, and Mythic Legion stuff is always fun. However, this is ADHD theater. And I would be remiss if we didn't actually talk about the movie.
I know. I could ramble on about anything. and you know, we're 43 minutes into the show and we ain't talked about the movie we said the show was going to be about. So,
right.
So who suggested this movie? Tell us who did it and what this movie is, Dustin.
Okay, so there was a comment on our Facebook group thread, which if you're not a part of, find it. We're on Facebook. It's fun. But someone said it was a joke about a beaver, and does a beaver have a beaver or something like that? And I replied with, no, they have a Zombeaver.
I missed that comment. I didn't even read the thing. Oh God.
And then multiple people commented, like Kurt was one of them. He was just like, oh, that movie's so good. And the original, the OP commented, he said, oh yeah, that movie's so good. I'm not sure if it's just me. Is it just me, or that movie has the right amount of cheese for me? It's such a great movie. And he was just gushing about it. And I asked him if he wanted to come on our show tonight. But I think it was too short notice because I said he's a very talented musician. And I was just like, hey man, you wanna come on our show sometime and sing that song that was playing during the credits scene?
Oh my God.
That scene was hilarious. And so anyway, he's just like, yeah, I'm down. But he couldn't make it tonight, I don't think. Unless that would have been fun to have it play out as that.
I was gonna say, drag him in here, get him in here.
Right.
Oh, so
anyway, it's
Zombeavers.
Zombeavers. It's a movie about like these college students who are on break, and they go up to a cabin. It was supposed to be a weekend of getting laid and just going nuts on each other. Not they each had a apartment.
So
it wasn't a big orgy.
The three girls had boyfriends. Let's back up a second. The three girls had boyfriends, and they were supposed to have this spring break getaway kind of thing with their boyfriends. But
one of them broke up with the guy, and because there was
cheating.
There was some cheating involved, and there was all this drama, and so part of the car ride was them bitching and talking about the drama of that, and they're
the
all
decision was made to leave the boys behind.
Yeah,
because the one girl, her feelings was hurt because she was cheated on.
Yeah. So okay. that's that, and so they arrive at this cabin that is one of their cousins. I think the girl's name was Mary, and but
I couldn't tell you the characters' names.
It went in one ear and out the other for me too, but that I have to go back and talk about the beginning. The very first scene of that movie had me rolling. Because here's the setup. It's Bill Burr, and I forget who the other guy is, but it's Bill Burr, and he's the one talking, and they're just chatting back and forth, like just BSing about,
So they're like truck drivers.
Yeah, they're truck drivers. And they are like, hey, yeah, do you see that thing in the road? And do you see that deer in the road? And yeah, he's holding a beer, and yeah. And he's just like, oh, yeah, I see it. It's fine. And he just blows it off. And he just plows into this deer, obliterating it. It splatters all over the windshield. And the one dude gets out and says, I don't think he's going to make it.
Which starts the whole thing.
Yeah, because they were like, oh, did something fall off the back? And there was a canister of basically mutagen, toxic waste, yeah, and it rolled off into the river and floated down and landed into this beaver dam, and it burst and sprayed and all that. So that's the initial setup of the movie. That's the premise. Those two dudes were what like solidified. Okay, I'm watching this. This is it's just like, and then it cuts back to
Bill Burr. I was like, oh my God, Dustin, you just don't know. I texted you as I was watching it.
Bill. I love Bill Burr. He's hilarious. Granted, he says some abrasive things, but it's comedy. And I agree that comedy is too heavily regulated and talked about and complained about, feelings getting hurt and all that. So I agree that. But anyway, what was I saying? So yeah, when I saw him in there, it's just like, oh man, I didn't realize Bill Burr was in this. It's just like, heck yeah. And then it cuts and goes to the girls, and they're talking about their drama and stuff, and I'm just like, oh man, don't tell me he's only in that opening scene. That would suck. And sure enough, he was pretty much just in that opening scene, with an exception.
I just blanked on his name. Bruce Campbell and Intruder.
Right, dude, that was like a blink of an eye cameo. It's just like, okay.
Nah.
Bruce Campbell's in this. It would be like if Jessica had said, oh, yeah, it would be like if Jessica was just like, oh yeah, you should watch this movie because it has Bill Burr in it. And I'm just like, heck yeah, I love Bill Burr. Sit down and play, and it's just like, where the is Bill Burr?
Oh, well.
But that movie was not on Jessica. That was on me and the Facebook group that started that, which I have another doozy if we get to it. But okay, so Anything you want to say about the movie? Your thoughts on the movie?
Oh boy. I mean, it is what it is. You know, when Cocaine Bear came out, everybody was like, okay, what can we match up with other animals to make our movies?
Yeah.
I
This came out a long time ago, though.
I did it. How
Yeah.
old is it? I didn't even look to see what year it came out.
Yeah, I think 2014.
It falls in that category of just ridiculous kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. It's. I did not go into this thinking this was going to seriously be a good movie. I knew what I was getting into. Not saying I wouldn't laugh at it. You know, I did. I laughed at it. There was some things in it that surprised me for movies made today. You know,
yeah.
There was a fair bit of nudity in it.
Yeah, there was that one girl. I think it was just to get the rating.
I wasn't expecting that. You know, and there was cheesy one-liners, and
yep.
You know, if you're into that sort of thing, this is definitely a movie to watch with friends, to sit around and laugh and make fun of.
Yeah.
Not scary at all.
No, it wasn't scary. And like the whole thing, like all of a sudden you hear a thump, and it's just like, okay, well that's obviously the Zombeaver thumping its tail. And you were just talking about the beavers and wanting to see a beaver, and now you're complaining about it, and it's just like, all right. But
yeah.
So I actually enjoyed the movie. I thought it was like what Matt said. He said it's that was the original OP who started this whole thing. He said, yeah, it's got the right amount of cheesy, and it's just like, I would have to agree with that. Like it was over the top cheesy, but it was still really funny.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. It was enjoyable from that aspect for sure. The ending bit
it's not the worst movie I've seen, you know.
Right?
I'm not saying that. It's just on my own, looking at it, scrolling through, seeing what's on, I would not have picked that to watch.
Yeah, no. I wouldn't have either. And it's one of those things that's like, yeah, I don't plan on watching that anytime soon. Or I mean, I scoffed at it because I mean, Kurt, who it's funny because Kurt also initiated this whole thing. He said that he hates zombies. He hated the whole zombie show, The Walking Dead. He was just like, oh God, it's always this zombie stuff, end of the world, blah, blah, blah. And he hated that stuff. And then he comes in, walking in one day, he's just like, dude, you've got to see Zombeavers. It's so good. And I'm just like, what are you talking about? This coming from you who hates zombie stuff? It's just like, oh goodness.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things I put on my list. I looked it up, and then I'm just like, okay, I put it on a list like a back burner. And it's just like, all right, I'll get to your request later at some point. But it ended up coming up on here.
Yeah, and I don't really like zombies either. I know, ironic, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes we don't get to choose our names. Yeah, I like the whole premise of what makes a zombie just creeps me the hell out. I don't know. When the remake of Dawn of the Dead came out, like, I don't want to say traumatized, but I was damn close to it. I'm like, oh no, oh my God. Yeah. So
I don't know. I have like one of those weird. I don't know. I just end up enjoying it, but I don't like when the zombies have all their mobility, like, and they're just super fast all of a sudden. It's just like, that's not a zombie. It's an insanely fast Usain Bolt runner, dude. It's just like he's running unrealistically. It's just, I know it's a movie, but still, it's just like, no, there's super speed. I would want to become a zombie if I could get super speed all of a sudden and I could just run out everywhere.
Well, there's this thing, this experiment that actually happened where I forget what animal it was that they did this with. It's not that they brought one back to life, but they would run electrical currents through its muscle tissue and discovered that they could make it lift and move things that it couldn't while it was alive. So in the experiment, they were pushing it to see, well, what's its limits, physically or whatever, and it could lift and move things that ordinarily alive wouldn't be able to. So that's where that kind of fast, strong zombie kind of stems from. It's reanimated tissue has, for the lack of a better use of words, kind of superhuman capabilities.
Because I mean, like,
but even in so we're talking like 28 days later, they've got I don't really classify that as a zombie type of movie. It's because it's like a rage virus kind of thing, and so that one's kind of a gray area. But even in like certain actual zombie movies or whatever, you've got multiple different types of the zombies, to where some of them are fast moving and some of them just kind of shamble around. And even in The Walking Dead, in the early episodes, first season or whatever, you've got some where they're damn near running. It's kind of a sprint, but they're moving pretty quick. But after season 1, they kind of changed some things, a lot of things actually. But yeah, going back like I did and rewatching it kind of made me see, like, they played on things that happened in the first season, and then it's like they just kind of forgot that stuff happened or whatever. And then, in the final season, they're like, oh yeah, well, there's variants and they can pick things up. Like, no, they were doing that in first season. The very first zombie that they showed picked something up. It was the little girl.
It was the little girl who bent down to pick up the thing. Yeah.
Yeah, and then you've got some in Atlanta. They picked up rocks and was smashing windows with them and stuff. That's not like that already existed. That's not a revolutionary thing. It's just for 8 seasons you didn't talk about it and didn't show it.
Right. And then you had to go back and explain, oh yeah, by the way, we've always been able to do this. But yeah, I don't know.
I still didn't go back and finish it though.
Yeah, I stopped somewhere along the way. I think season 8 or 9. But I don't know. Negan was in jail. And then I saw an episode where he got out and was trying to help that little girl. The little badass, whatever her name is. That's what they called her. That was the nickname.
Judith.
Yeah, Judith. Thank you.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. It's one of those things. I might watch it eventually, but it's. I'm not ready to go into it yet, because there is some highs and lows in the show, but also in like just the undertaking to sit down and dedicate to watch that many seasons. I did it for Supernatural, but I had already seen a couple episodes and was like, oh yeah, this is a good show. And then it was like really good. And then it was like, this is a slow season, and we wouldn't watch it for a couple days, but then we'd pick it back up and watch it some more. And it's like, I don't know, just the undertaking to do something like that is exhausting. There's too many good shows on right now.
Yeah. like, I mean, you know, I work on stuff here in my room, you know, so I'll turn something on and I'll just have it on or whatever. So with something like that, I mean, it's on and something might catch my attention, you know, for a couple of minutes or whatever, and I'll go back to painting or whatever I'm doing. So when I say I watch stuff, I'm kind of watching it but working at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not staring at the screen, like dedicating that many hours just to watching something. I've got too much stuff to do for that. But you know, back to Zombeavers or whatever. I'm not going to worry about spoilers here. Watch the movie, don't watch the movie. I don't care. Do what you want. I kind of saw the twist coming, where if you're bitten or scratched, you're gonna turn into a zombie. But what I didn't expect was the beaver mutations.
Yeah.
that had me like, okay, I you know, that's
that was wild.
Something new.
Yeah.
And the
really
bear.
wild.
The bear was awesome. I wish there would have been more of the bear beaver in it.
Yeah. That would have been cool.
So with that being said, did you watch all the way through the credits?
I did.
So you saw the bee.
Yeah. Yeah, so
why
I'm like,
did the bee get a beaver tail and buck teeth?
Well, yeah, I don't know, maybe. But it's just like, oh man, so is there gonna be like a killer bee movie at some point? That would be pretty funny. Zombies.
That's actually that there. Okay, not that there are bee zombies, but there have been documented cases where bees have gone kind of carnivorous.
Yeah.
And they have found you know, dead animals or whatever, and they take, you know, the juices and the meat and stuff and incorporate that in their honey.
Mm-hmm.
And it is said to have like almost a smoky kind of flavor to it if you taste it or whatever. So it's kind of a real thing, like them showing the bee going up to one of the bodies and all that kind of like that's a real thing. That really can happen, you know. So I mean, not the whole zombie thing, but you know, the bee going to a dead animal and all that kind of stuff. One of the pictures that I saw was really creepy. I'm sure if you look online somewhere, you can find it, where somebody had tore up like a deck, an awning or whatever, and there was like some type of canine under it. And the bees had been at it for so long, like part of its body they had turned into its hive.
Jeez.
So yeah, look that up. That is trippy. That's not from a movie. That's real life. Crazy stuff.
Well, I think that even happened in the Bible.
Well, I'm no expert, so I wouldn't know.
Yeah. But anyway, what was it? Oh yeah, so no spoilers. We're not worried about spoilers. Dude, I thought that was so hilarious when they cut back to that truck and he's just like, oh yeah, hey, there's a girl in the road who had just survived this horrific experience with everything going on.
Only one.
Yeah, the only one who managed to survive. And he's just like, yeah, I trust you. I trust you. And he just boom plows into her. And she's like, oh.
Screen goes black, but you know what happened.
Yeah. Just telling from the first time, it's like, oh yeah.
So the same girl. So two of them make it out, and they're running, you know, and one of them, you know, she's, I guess she had a gun or something.
Yeah.
And the one girl had scratches all over and everything. So she, you know, she was accusing her of being scratched by one of the beavers or whatever, and she was going to turn and all that kind of stuff. So she got all scratched up because she just jumped through a window, like dived through the window. And I'm going, Okay, out of everything that's happened now, that's what's taken me out of the movie. You're on a second story and you dive through this window from the second story to get away from these things. Like, not, you didn't pick up a chair and bust the window out. You just straight up dove like you were swimming
Yeah.
out this second story window and boom, hit the ground. Of course, she blacked out for a little while, you know, but
Yeah.
that's what took me out of the movie. Like, oh, no, okay. No.
Well, how
So
about
she's all cut up and everything, you know, and then the girl that's accusing her of gonna, the one that actually had the gun is the one that ended up turning.
Yeah.
But, you know, and then the girl that was all cut up and all that kind of stuff, she survives it, and, you know, then the truck scene or whatever.
Yep. Well,
the thing that bothers me about certain movies like this is I call it the Adam and Eve effect, to where all these terrible things are happening. There's this big group of people or whatever, and one woman and one man survive all of this by the end of the movie. Like, they're the only two that survive. I hate that. I can't stand that. I'd rather everybody just die than to have just two survivors, a man and a woman. Just don't. Stop doing it. It's not a good idea. It's stupid.
Oh, you're getting fired up.
I hate that. I absolutely hate that.
Yeah, I understand. I'm kind of the same way. But I mean, it was funnier how they executed it.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
They're like, yeah. Hey, look, these two girls survived, but then guess what? Oh, one turns and then the other one just gets splattered, knocked out, completely dead. She's like,
yeah, and then she ended up trapped in the bathroom with the one guy of the girl that, you know, they were the ones cheating or whatever, and so all hell's breaking loose around them. The house,
and they decide to have sex.
Yeah, the house, they know these creatures and everybody's in the house trying to break into this bathroom that's only got one door between them and the creatures.
Right.
And they decide to try to go at it or whatever, you know, and she tells him to take off his clothes and everything. And he goes through the motions, takes his shirts off, takes the bottom off, you know, take pants or whatever, and it takes underwear off. They show the motions of all of this. And then he tells her, now you, and so she takes her top off and all that, and then like they're supposedly going at it or whatever, and then like the very next scene, one of the, what is it, a beaver or something, busts up from the floor and bites him in the junk, and he's wearing underwear. So it's like, wait a minute.
Well, no,
you made the motion of taking those off.
Yeah, but it really tore into him.
Oh yeah, it did. But what I'm saying is, when she told him to take it all off, he took it all off. But now he's got underwear on again.
Yeah.
Whatever, editing mistake or continuity errors and all that. Whatever.
It wouldn't be a movie without a mistake.
I mean, I'm not trying to gaze any pickles or nothing, but I was kind of like, wait, didn't you get naked?
Didn't you get naked and we're just ramming her? And it's just like,
yeah,
you know, going to town. It's like, all right.
No, none of that happened.
Let's just back up a second. That was hilarious. Just like, yeah, go figure. Yeah, it's one of those things that's like, yeah, you dummy. It's one of those things like whenever people start having sex, you know the movie's going to shit. You know something's about to go down. It happens in every Jason movie. It just literally anytime anyone starts to get intimate, it's just like, I can't have this. I can't. And then arrow through the neck, or slammed up against a tree and it's from a sleeping bag, and
I thought I don't remember his name or whatever, but the I don't know, whatever you want to call him, the hillbilly. I thought he was going to
Yeah.
survive.
Yeah, me
Like
too.
like he had his shit together. Like, you know, and
But
then
that
some.
gun did have unlimited bullets.
Yeah, it did.
They just kept firing it and firing it and firing it. And she's like, okay, well, I'm pretty sure he didn't have any bullets, any more ammo on him, but okay, sure.
Yeah.
We'll roll with it.
The one shot that they fired in the house that obviously missed everybody and hit the wall. There was no hole or nothing. Like, what? And it's not like it was off camera. No, it was in the shot.
Right.
Whoops.
Goodness. Well. Well, so that's it for Zombeavers. I'm still rooting for Zombeavers. I think it would be a funny follow-up, but
who knows? I don't know. When did that movie come out? Have they had enough time to make it?
It was 2014, I think.
Oh God, almost 10 years ago. That movie's almost 10 years old.
I want to say it is.
You've got to be kidding me. I'd never even heard of it until it was posted in the group.
Zombeavers 2014.
Wow.
A fun weekend turns into madness and horror as a bunch of groupies looking for fun in a beaver-infested swamp. Zombeavers. It's on Pluto, Amazon, Tubi. Yeah, it was enjoyable. I found it enjoyable. It wasn't the best movie ever, but it was what I expected and more.
It's worth a good laugh.
Yeah, for sure.
If you like the ridiculous type of, over the top, goofy horror movies, this is one for you.
It is labeled comedy, dark comedy, and horror. So
right.
It's they're not trying to beat around the bush and say that it's not a comedy. So
it's not like they're seriously trying to make a horror movie.
Yeah.
They knew what they were doing. It's neat to have comedy in it. So
yeah, for sure. I mean, it was so typical, like, the hillbilly saying, "Oh yeah, you need to cover up too much skin." It's like, okay, maybe
okay, Grandpa.
Your skin here, but it's like okay, that's.
And it wasn't even the fact that the one girl was topless, because while he was standing there, she was like this. He had a problem with them in bikinis.
Right.
So, well, before we close out, I want to rewind almost all the way to the beginning here. Let's talk about the kid fishing, okay?
Yeah.
He's like, I don't know, 10, 11-year-old boy, and he's wearing the baseball cap that says #1 dad.
Yeah. Which but there's no dad in the scene, so obviously goodness.
Make your own conclusions.
For sure.
There were no babies in the movie either, so
yeah.
I couldn't help but laugh at that. The kid's out there fishing or whatever, and I read his hat, #1 dad. I'm going, who are you a father of? What is going on?
And then you see it floating down the river.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, goodness. But yeah, that's anyway, that's good. Next week. Do we want to watch anything next week? I have something if you don't have a suggestion, because I did pick this last week.
So, okay, next week is going to be interesting. So before we talk about the next movie, do you want to talk about our next show, or do you want to wait and let that be a surprise?
Oh no, we can talk about it. I forgot about that. Yeah, so
I got to keep you on track.
not only is it the Last Samurai anniversary, which it's a movie that I hold very dear to my heart. To the point where it's made it on my calendar. But yeah, just it's a movie that I saw with my buddy Jason, who's now passed, and that movie just it was just beautiful. And but
it's a great movie.
Anyway, that's not the show. The show is we have an interview with Brian Flynn, the Brian Flynn. Again,
yeah,
he's willing to actually come back to talk to us after our last debacle, which some people enjoyed, some people were critical, but regardless, he's back. And we're going to be talking about all things Cat's Lair, Super 7, what's next. You know, they have a lot of things going on with the G.I. Joe line. We're going to be talking about the Cobra Mothership and stuff like that. So you'll have to come out, and that's going to be at 3:00 p.m. Eastern time. So yeah, it's going to be fun. And then, what were you going to say?
No.
Okay.
I'm letting you roll with it. It sounds like you're watching The Last Samurai.
Well, I will probably watch that at some point next week, because it was a tradition that my buddy Jason and I always tried to get together to rewatch that movie sometime around that anniversary, just because that's how much it meant to us. So
sounds good to me.
Yeah. So I'll probably be watching that at some point next week, and opening up a Mountain Dew and pouring some out for my good buddy who's no longer with us. Yeah. But I will be interviewing Brian Flynn. We'll be interviewing Brian Flynn, and coming back for next week, ADHD Theater.
Wait, I thought we were doing Last Samurai.
No.
Okay.
I wasn't saying. I was just saying that's a movie that we could watch. We could watch it, but it's a 3-hour movie, and anyway. But yeah, so do you have any suggestions?
Well, more of a question. Like, do you want to do like holiday movie kind of thing like we did in October, or just kind of general, like whatever?
We could do a holiday theme. Yeah, we could do a holiday theme. I really wanted to watch Thanksgiving. On Thanksgiving, that's the one I wanted to watch, but I wasn't able to find it, and didn't have the money to go see it in theaters. So, but yeah,
we'll have to save that one for when it's not Thanksgiving, which
right, unfortunately
stinks, but
yeah.
Yeah, I didn't go to theater to watch it, so
I'm excited that they're going to make a second one.
Are they?
Yeah,
that's interesting.
They announced that they're doing a second one, and
I guess I could see how.
Yeah, they're getting Eli Roth back. And...
I did see it, so interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. I guarantee you they're going to work leftovers somewhere in the title. Thanksgiving leftovers. I'm calling it right now.
That would be pretty cool.
So,
Yeah.
okay, I know I kind of put you on the spot with the whole holiday movie kind of thing. I've got some movies, some holiday movies. I will say, full disclosure, I'm not the biggest Christmas person. I mean, if you couldn't tell.
Team Naughty.
I don't know. I've got my own personal reasons. Not going to dredge that up on YouTube for the world to see.
Yeah.
But I'm not above enjoying a holiday movie or two. So there is one called Krampus. And it's a specific one. I'm sure there's more movies called Krampus than just one, but it's kind of it's a horror movie. NECA is actually making a figure of Krampus from that movie, which is awesome because when I first saw the movie, I'm going, that would be an awesome figure.
Let's see. Krampus the Reckoning.
I'm saying Krampus. I guess it's Krampus. I don't know.
Present. Share screen.
So it's 2015 is when it came out.
Okay. So this one. Tony Collette, Scott.
That's it.
What's his face?
Yeah. Yeah. So it's either, I'm going to give you a choice. So it's either this, and I don't know if you're going to play, can we play the trailer? Are we getting in trouble for that? I don't know.
Let's try it. Tap to unmute.
Bear with us.
It's the most wonderful time of the year. With the kids jingle bells.
Merry Christmas! Looks like Martha Stewart threw up in here.
This is delicious, honey.
A little dry. Well, mine's delicious. Mine's dry.
Do you want to pray?
It's
Christmas. It's Christmas. It's Christmas.
with those holiday greetings and gifts.
How are we going to survive Christmas with 12 people stuck in a house with no heat and no electricity?
Or food.
There's plenty of leftovers, Howard.
Beer is? It's the weirdest thing. There's no cars, no people.
How long can this keep up? We heard something in the roof.
What the hell is this?
Saint Nicholas is not coming.
Dun dun dun.
Instead, a much darker, ancient spirit.
Oh, that's the dude from
Elk or goat? What kind of goat walks on its hind legs?
His name is Krampus. He and his helpers did not come to give, but to take.
Everybody, hold on to each other.
He is the shadow of Saint Nicholas.
Oh, I got elf vibes there.
It's Christmas. Nothing bad's gonna happen on Christmas.
Wind the other All right.
Okay.
Well, that looks like it's on TBS, probably streaming in Peacock if you have that streaming service.
Okay, so either this
or
Jingle All the Way.
I love Jingle All the Way.
Have you ever seen this? Have you
No,
ever
I've
seen
never
Krampus?
seen Krampus.
Okay. Let's see. Krampus streaming. Why did my phone do that?
Well, it says right here on
Yeah.
Peacock and TBS.
T.
TBS, you probably can find it on TBS, but with commercials, of course.
So you can purchase it on Amazon, Google Play, iTunes, and Vudu. So maybe not a free watch. I don't know. Do you have any of that?
I have TBS, and so I can watch it with commercials, I'm sure. Oh, wait, and it does have a +2. I should look at that. Oh, it's the exact same 2 they already showed. Okay, fantastic. Thanks for that information, making me click an extra time.
So it's not a bad movie. Like it's not there are some funny things in it, but it's not like Zombeavers comedy.
Right.
You know, there are some genuinely like jump scare type of things in it, you know.
And it says comedy, fantasy, horror, but
right. But it's not the type of, you know,
I think
it's not slapstick comedy. There are things in it that are funny, but it's got some very serious undertones to it. So it's every bit of a horror movie as it does have, like, you know, some haha moments.
Yeah, I imagine the ha-has are all from Adam Scott and I can't remember his name, but the other dude that was sitting there next to him.
Yeah.
He's like, always funny.
Like the opening credit scene is, to me, is hilarious because it's got people, it's like the Black Friday sales of the past where people just lose their shit for dumb things, and it's got that Christmas song playing in it, The Most Wonderful Time of the Year, and and it's in slow motion, and it shows people just, you know, they're making those guttural faces trying to rip things away from each other, and just all hell breaking loose.
So that's also similar to Jingle All the Way.
Side-splitting funny to me. Side-splitting funny to see that scene. It's
yeah, that sounds very much like Jingle All the Way. Trouble Man. Oh goodness, that's one that I think Bo would want to watch. But we had talked about doing a watch of that at some point. So yeah, I'm gonna say Krampus. I think that looks good.
Okay. Krampus it is.
Yep. So that's next week. Join us next time for whatever day it is in the week, and it's the 8th. So
I'm terrible with dates. What is it? Is it the 8th? Yeah, it's the 8th.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Oh, we should have picked a Hanukkah movie because it's the first day of Hanukkah.
Oh.
There's 8 Crazy Nights. It's an animated movie. It's not bad. It's not bad, really. Adam Sandler.
I don't think I've seen it.
Yeah. No, really, look that one up. It's a good watch. You know.
Well, this time we're watching Krampus, so
he's gonna, you know, he's gonna do the, you know,
Adam Sandler bit.
You know, it's, well, like he made the Thanksgiving song, you know, and there's no Hanukkah movie, so he made a Hanukkah movie.
Yeah.
A Hanukkah song. Yeah.
Well,
no, it's not a bad movie, really.
Yeah. I actually just watched his other animated feature, Leo. It's on Netflix, and with my girls, and we loved it. It was really good.
Yeah, my wife snuck that one in. She was downstairs watching it with the girls while I was up here working.
Yeah. Yeah, it's one of those things. It's a good watch though. It's something you could put on in the background and have it play.
I heard Adam Sandler's voice. I went downstairs to the kitchen for something, and I heard his voice. I'm going, that's Adam Sandler.
It has Adam Sandler and Bill Burr. Bill Burr. It's just like, yeah, buddy. Well, I think it even has Rob Schneider and all of his other usual Happy Madison Company folks.
Right. I'm sure it's got all the old buddies in it, you know.
Yeah.
Hey, come do this movie with me.
Right. Yeah.
What are they going to do? Say no?
Right. Oh, yeah, I'm going to turn down money.
Yeah, no, I'm busy. I'll go ahead.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, sure. I can sneak over for an afternoon of recording lines. Yeah, sure. Yeah. But, okay, Krampus. In 2015, for next week, and I will see you all Tuesday.
Yep, come back Tuesday. Brian Flynn interview.
Tuesday, Brian Flynn. Catch us live, or don't. Watch the replay, whatever you want. And then be back here for ADHD Theater. Krampus.
Friday.
Yep. All right. Well, until next time, I hope you all have a fair and wonderful day.